All right, welcome back to the third episode of Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Show. My name's Tim Huber. This is my co-host, Ron Hughes.
Hello.
And we're back here talking part 2 of talking to our sons about the window cleaning world and what their dreams and their aspirations have been over the years. So, I mean, Chase, let's get right into it. Growing up in the mean streets of Millersport, Ohio. And
the hood.
The hood. And then... you know, you've worked with your dad, but you had aspirations of what you want to do. You had them very early on in life. I mean, you and your friends that were hanging out, that's what you guys did. You guys rode bikes and stuff like that, but you had these aspirations of video. So I kind of give us your story, what led you to where you are.
You already know
today.
my story, didn't you?
I know it. But a whole field of people out here don't know about it. So we know that you're like one of the top 10 window cleaners in the world 20 years out. And I have to say that because you were kicking my ass and in a time that you shouldn't have been. I was well seasoned. So, but no, give us a little bit of your backstory. What brought you to chasing that dream? I know you were in the restaurant business for a little bit also. But yeah, get us to where you are today.
That's a long journry.
It is.
I don't know if we have time for that.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, the TLDR. Basically, I did a lot of work that I didn't really want to do. That helped me understand.
Like window clean.
Like window cleaning. It helped me understand like what I needed to do so that I could do what I wanted to do.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think like in the last episode, I talked about my worst experience with window cleaning, which was like working at Meijer, freezing, like dipping your hands in cold soapy water and like sub-zero temperatures.
It still sucks.
You literally have to put antifreeze in your bucket of water just to work, let alone like try and just survive and live and get back home at least.
Don't put antifreeze in your bucket. I think they call it methanol, but...
Oh
well, I mean, he's talking about windshield washer fluids.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Not antifreeze.
Not actual antifreeze. You put that in so it didn't freeze, so it was effectively an anti-freeze.
Right.
Anyways, so I remember those mornings. Those mornings were what kind of helped drive me to the fact that look, you got to get out of here, and whatever it takes. Stop washing these windows. You're not going to have hands after this. So like I eventually started to get into video. And I love it. Like with every fiber of my being. I remember when I was even younger, a really young kid, before I ever had a job doing anything, I always loved watching movies. Right. Because the movies like made you feel a certain way, took you completely out of reality. Like you could be somewhere else for the time that you were watching that movie. And I always said to myself, I'm going to be a movie director someday. I'm going to direct a major motion picture. I still haven't done that yet, but I'm still my prime, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of time left. But no, I got into YouTube. I got into making videos. I worked with some of the biggest creators literally in the world. One of them happens to be my brother-in-law now. Yeah. And we used to do some of the biggest pranks that YouTube had ever seen. And through that, like started making videos online, content all day, every day. I was daily vlogging for at least 3.5 some years. And I don't know, I've been around the world. Like making videos online has been my main job for 13 years. I've traveled the world. I've been to places I could never have even imagined.
I'm quitting window cleaning.
You're going to go work for Chase?
I'm going to go work for
Chase.
You
guys. I don't want to diminish. I don't want to diminish how awesome window cleaning is. But
no, I get it. I mean, everybody has a dream, and they want to chase, and you've always got this to fall back on. I know you see it supporting a lot of us, the people you know. But I mean, obviously, chasing that dream is, and no pun intended. That's always weird when you say chasing the dream when you're talking to Chase. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's to be able to put your creativity in front of everything and say, I'm just going to succeed is a hard thing to do.
It really is.
It really is. You gave up a job where you were making a salary, I believe, over on the lake as a kitchen manager or as general, or I don't even know what your position was over there, but you were making a salary, so you were sustaining your family, and you just kind of said, I'm going to chase my creativity.
Yeah, that was a hard moment, actually.
Right?
I remember sitting in, like, that being a seasonal job, like, the management and, like, the owners would convene, like, before the season would open, and they would talk about the goals for the year. And I remember going to that meeting and not knowing what I was going to say. I was kind of scared out of my mind.
Right.
I went into that meeting with the people who own the company, and I was like, actually, I'm not going to be there this year. I'm not coming back.
How'd they take that?
They were mad, dude. They were so mad. And listen, I'm not the best thing since sliced bread, but
That's a hard job.
I was a really decent manager.
Well, it's a valuable asset to the whole program over there.
As somebody that was managing restaurants for 10 years, that's the one job I couldn't handle. I mean, you guys were kicking our butts at Apple. You know, I $60,000 a week, and that was like on a Friday they did $60,000. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous how busy you guys.
Yeah,
were.
the volume there was crazy. I'm confident I could run any restaurant in the world.
What was the volume you had when you had like the major radio show out there?
I'm pretty sure it was almost like a 70, 80,000
for one night
for
a
one
day. Yeah, we're exhausted for doing 60 in a week. Think of that, and they're doing that in a day selling pizza. You know,
and beer.
Yeah, beer. I mean, obviously, beer is going to be the money maker over there on the lake. But I kind of when I was in, I was working for O'Charlie's. It was after I quit Applebee's. I was 7 weeks into training, and I was going to be a GM at the Canal Winchester store. And I seen the window cleaners. Mark came in and cleaned the windows. Mark Taylor, I believe it is, or whatever. He came in and cleaned the windows, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing?
Drop that for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said, what the heck am I doing? I was sorry.
He can bleep that in post.
Try not to do that.
Who cares? We're adults here.
So with that, I quit that day. I'm done. I walked out. I responded to an ad on Craigslist, and that's how I ended up doing residential for the first time. And we'd never done First time I ever cleaned gutters was with Joey, and we didn't know what the shit we were doing. Really? I've never cleaned a gutter before in my life. I didn't know what I was doing.
You just scoop it out. It's simple.
You would think it was simple, but I mean, you got to watch. You know, there's a lot involved, and you knock off their liens, you're in trouble. So
I hate gutters. I don't even advertise that.
We just jacked up our price so we don't get any calls. So when you decided, hey, this is what I'm going to do, what was the progression for it? What was hey, obviously things don't happen overnight. You got to work towards them. But I mean, was it a lot of painful things, or were you just enjoying it that it didn't bother you?
It was probably the scariest moment of my life.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, because it was from that point. It was almost like I liked working. I liked doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
I liked the restaurant business. I liked how crazy it was. I liked how busy I was. But I knew that I couldn't go any higher.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was nothing else but an owner at that point.
Yeah. So like, I knew I couldn't advance anymore in the company. I knew I couldn't make any more money. I was just kind of, that's the peak. And I was like, well, that sucks. There's got to be more. And so, yeah, so it was kind of like I was comfortable. I had a good job. I made decent money. And I would liken it to being, on a ship and pushing off with no gasoline in the motor, no oars to, you know what I mean? No sails to...
No finance.
You're just pushing away and hoping that maybe you'll find land.
Right.
And just kind of putting it as like jumping off the deep end and hoping...
Having faith in yourself is probably the hardest thing in the world to accomplish.
It's tough.
It really is.
And it took years. Like I was kind of blessed in the fact that like my buddy who we were doing the videos together, right? His channel was uber successful.
Right. But you were the video production doing all that behind that stage, weren't you?
Right. I was the camera guy, and so I was employed by him to do the things that I was doing. So like I did have I was able to pay the bills and make money, but I was doing what I wanted to do, but for someone else.
Right. So I know you broke off that a couple times and chased your own thing.
Yeah.
I really want you to bring back that one program you were doing. What was it? The
Legends of Awesome.
I really want you to bring that back.
You know, I honestly believe, and people say it all the time, like, where's Legends of Awesome?
Right.
Like, you screwed us on this. We want this on it. And at that time, I wasn't logistically prepared to create that.
Yeah.
I just knew I wanted to.
Right.
I look back at the footage and I think to myself, damn, why isn't this a show?
I'm seriously.
Because it's still great.
Yeah.
It really is.
The edits were good. The stories were good. I love the Key West one.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites.
That's the only one that's officially published.
And now?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more than that.
You saw some behind the scenes. You saw the vlogs. You saw the vlogs.
Yes. Okay. So that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more to that. But I think that idea for me was premature. It was premature based on my skill set at the time.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the future? Where you want to be next 5 years?
I don't know. It's hard to put that. It's hard to put that down on paper.
Yeah.
Because this industry is extremely fluid. I do many things.
Right.
Right. So I used to primarily focus on uploading YouTube content, and the red tape and kind of the bureaucracy of YouTube and who creates what got in my way and stifled my channel a bit. And so I kind of was like, all right, well, what's up, Facebook? And so I go over to Facebook and I'm making content on Facebook regularly and reaping the benefits. Like, Facebook actually treats me as a creator in a way that is beneficial to me in a business sense.
You know, I didn't even know there was a way to make money on Facebook. I thought you always just had to pay them as much as I pay them every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if you can grow an audience,
right,
and that's the whole point. Like, I tell people I make videos online, and they're just like, "How?
Right?
How do you do that?" And it's such a long-winded explanation, but like the short of it is, if you can get enough people to relate to you, and just kind of follow your journey and like your content, like if you can make material that people constantly want to watch, and lots of people will watch, then that's valuable to marketers.
Right.
And the biggest in the online entertainment industry, the most valuable asset is people's attention. Right? And every marketer, every agency, every product, every service needs people's attention to promote to.
Right.
So if you have a page on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok,
I love TikTok.
I do too. You have something of extreme value.
So, speaking of TikTok, best shit on TikTok's live. You can't beat live. Live is so much fun.
I've heard.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize. I just
Live
had
is
to say
fun.
live is just so much fun.
No, but that's about the attention is a currency, right? And if you have people's attention, that's very valuable to other people. So, AdSense, if people can run ads on your content, knowing that a lot of people are going to watch it, that's where you're able to make money outside of sponsorships or brand deals, or you could sell your own merch.
Right.
And that's just kind of the way it's almost like a constant hustle. You got to be making videos and watching what's trending, make videos that are relevant to what's happening.
It's almost worse than a full-time job. I mean,
I'll tell you this. I have worked my butt off for the restaurant that I was working at. I would work 16-hour days and forget to eat, right? I have never worked more than when I started working for myself.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't ever stop working.
Right.
But I love every single second of it. I love every facet of it. I love trying to come up with ideas to make videos. I love editing. I love shooting. I love all of it. So like when I'm working, it's me doing what I love to do anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, man. I mean, that's why that's kind of where we're at with what we do.
Well, what he just said kind of bleeds back into our last episode,
Right.
where I was saying you're living it all the time, and your kids is having cameras in their face all the time, making content. Where do you draw the line with them on when is it family time, when is it business time? Because you're like nonstop, like I was. And when do you put your family first? And is there shows that maybe you shouldn't do about your family?
I have to admit, I'm guilty of breaching that. I am. I can remember lots of vacations being like, because we, like I said, we daily vlogged for a long time. I committed to it. Like it was me. That's who I was. I committed to, I'm going to upload a video every single day and just film what we do. And that was kind of my pursuit to make it. You know what I mean? You know, like if you know, you can make money on YouTube, and people are making millions of dollars. Right.
Well, let me stop you there, because when you talk about being a YouTuber on vacation, sometimes you'd vacation with us, and I just knew that I was kind of screwed when I was like a sea monster coming out of the ocean with maybe seaweed hanging off my head, and I'd look up and there's Chase with his hair all done, maybe makeup on, I don't know, but he's all dressed up, and I'm like, he's going to put this on video.
Didn't you get your dad cussing out that inspector?
Yeah, that was a really viral video.
Wait,
actually.
what?
Yeah, man. When you demolished that inspector that was coming over when you were building that deck, dude.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was a bad day.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find that video and just go ahead and leave that link down below.
It's called Building Inspector Gets Owned.
Yeah, it'll be down below so you can see it. So we got a couple Joey and Chase videos, and the one where Ron rips into the inspector. I'll have that down below.
What's funny about that is we didn't have that full content. I mean, he got into some federal laws with me, and we probably shouldn't air that. But I think I'm under advisement from my attorney not to say anything about that.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a great video.
Yeah.
It was a great video.
If you would have been able to tie in the backstory and everything that was said there, it would have been a lot better.
You did a good job of explaining it. I mean, it's not like it's not explained in the video and you just railing.
You'll just have to watch it and let put down in the comments what you think.
I think my favorite video of yours is basically, I don't think it was you was shooting video. I don't think you had anything to do with production. I think it was the news. I think that's when the helicopters was going by the house and FBI surrounded my house and SWAT team, bomb squads. Everybody was surrounding my house. That was probably my favorite video.
There are some drawbacks to being a creator online.
Joey, as a fan of Chase's at one point, what was your favorite video of his?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You don't have a favorite?
No. How do you pick a favorite?
I don't know.
Was it maybe a prank or something? Or vlogs? You just like being able.
Vlogs,
Well, he kind of got off your buddy's stuff when whatever you were doing, and then by the time we met up in Cincinnati, he was more of a fan of you at that point than your buddy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where it was. You could see you were drawing. You were drawing his age. He was 15 at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people were watching you that didn't even really know who you were. They just knew who you were, you know what I'm saying? So you had developed a fan just from that circumstance.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of hard. I don't know. It's a hard situation to like be known because you know somebody else and then try and like be like, "Hey, I'm also actually pretty cool."
Well, I mean, that's why you were bleeding out. You were absolutely gaining plenty of fans like that. You know what I mean? That they kind of, I kind of dig this guy a little bit better, or I mean, or because you're a part of that troupe or whatever it was. But I mean, it was a good thing, and we all miss it really. I mean, a lot of people miss that time when you guys were all doing vlogs. You know what I mean? And it was kind of intertwined and stuff that.
It's different now.
It is different.
You know what I mean? And kind of going back to like me filming on vacation and all that stuff, like me spending every waking moment was me creating.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember Dad even telling me one time, like, you should maybe just like enjoy vacation once. Try it.
You're on vacation, but you're not vacationing.
But I'm like, dude, this is content. This is something out of the normal, so I got to film it.
Well, I just remember driving like down to, was it Oak Grove that we went to? It was like several hours of a drive, and it's like all of a sudden on vacation got put on pause because Chase had to get his drone out. And he's like, I want to get this shot and I want to be perfect doing it. And we're like twiddling our thumbs on vacation. And I'm like, screw that shot. I'm on vacation.
I'm waiting for a beer, damn it.
Yeah. And Chase had to get all his equipment set up, his drones and everything else. And some vacation got put on pause just to get a shot for you.
But you have to admit, those are some of the best shots you've ever seen.
Oh, I do like your drone shots.
Yeah.
And like that's the whole point. Like plus, let me interject. Having done that for so long and capturing all that stuff,
Right.
we literally have a period of, even before my youngest kid was born, we have a documentary, of our lives that we could go back and look at indefinitely.
Which is awesome,
It is awesome, but is there ever a time that maybe you should have put the camera down and said, you know what, this is
100%.
private.
Yeah.
But there's always a time. You could always put them all private. You know what I mean? Nobody even see him except for his
Well,
family.
I'm
was
saying
talking
like
about
just
it.
not film and live the moment. And I've realized that as I spent more and more time like creating and like I had to get this up by 3:00 and I put all these restrictions on myself to be the best that I could be and like make it. I kind of found myself losing out.
I think I'm talking about a specific instance where I was attacked by a monkey. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it's like he's like, monkey, take his ear, rip it off. I need content, slash his face open. I want this to be real content. So go, monkey.
I can't remember if that ever aired or not.
Probably not.
I don't think it did because of the. But I think
we were worried about legality.
Yeah.
Silence,
But I mean,
it was pretty epic.
When's
the last time you've ever been attacked by a monkey?
now? He has
I
nightmares
can't watch
about
Planet of the Apes at all.
That's got to be up there with like life experiences that just never would have happened unless
not in Buckeye Lake, Ohio, or wherever it happened. You're not gonna get a monkey.
It was here.
Yeah. Was it here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of what kind of monkey was it?
I have no idea.
One with sharp claws that ripped my face off.
It's a
But
monkey
by
with
God, he
fangs.
got content.
Well, weren't they people that were known to take this monkey around or something?
It was without going too far into
I'm
it.
sorry.
It was a primate that did make it's like a circus monkey,
Yeah.
right? Like they would put on shows and stuff.
Well, I think it was another. What do you call yourself? Like where you're
Vlogger.
a vlogger. It was another vlogger that they was way lower than Chase or anybody local,
Yeah.
and they was trying to get on his vlog.
Right.
To kind of use it as a stepping stone.
Right.
So I think they traveled all the way up from like Tennessee or something.
That's great. Well,
And
you
they
had people
started
coming from
stalking.
Europe or something like that to come and see you, didn't you?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Don't come and visit me, please. This is my private residence. I enjoy my privacy, thank you. But I will say hello to you in the streets.
So seeing that I did get swatted, I will give you his address if you need.
So the you got lucky, man. Monkeys usually when they attack you, they take off digits. Like they take off fingers and toes and penises and shit like that. I love the monkey thing. I love that he was attacked by a monkey. It's just amazing to me that I know somebody that's attacked by a monkey.
Well, I'm like gushing blood, and I'm like trying to put on like compress on it, and Chase is like, please don't go to the ER. He's
But
like,
now, okay.
if you get to
Well,
the
I
ER,
mean-
they have to chop the monkey's head off. And I'm like, but
Let me
I'm
stop
bleeding.
you. Let me stop you on this though, and just step back from the conversation for a second, and recognize that some of the coolest moments we've ever had came from me vlogging.
And yeah, you got bit by a monkey. It's awesome.
I mean, hey,
You want to put anything in on this or what? Do you enjoy that he was bit by a monkey?
Yeah. It's
So
pretty
did
funny.
you even know? Or you just knew
He
this?
told me.
Oh, he told you that.
And I
this-
seen it in the newspaper, so.
Yeah, I seen it in the newspapers. He said.
Wasn't that the monkey that was on the news for breaking loose on?
That was that night.
It
wasn't
was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's a grocery store or something.
I don't know what y'all did to that monkey. He got a little blood and he went crazy, bro.
I think he got into some of her good stuff, but didn't he attack like a grocery
It was a
cart?
Walmart
No,
or
it
something.
wasn't an attack. The monkey got out of the RV. I guess
People aren't used to seeing monkeys, dude. You're not used to seeing
I think I
monkeys in
still have a
Ohio.
scar. I'm not emotionally scarred. I know that. How did we go down this road?
I don't know, but we got to reel it back in because there was a simple point that I was trying to make,
Yes,
and that I filmed so much content every day, and I felt like I was missing out on things. I have kind of reformatted the way I do things, like how I haven't made a vlog in
Forever.
months,
If not years.
no months.
Months.
It's only been months. I think the last time I made a video was like somewhere around Christmas or New Year's or something.
It's hard to get these channels going back once you slow down a little bit too, though.
Yeah, it is. But I found something that I liked a lot better, and that the Facebook videos they don't require me to sit and film all day long.
Right.
Right? I can come up with a really fun, creative idea. I get to be comedic. I get to it's not so much like about me or the family.
Well, Veronica's kind of in them a lot too, though. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole premise of the Facebook is like the married couple life.
Yeah.
You know, that chemistry is, I think, what makes it special. But
How long you guys been together now? It's been a while.
I don't know, a long time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't even think
He's doing the math. I
It's
don't know. I
been
don't
a
think he knows
long
we're in
time.
the same
Hold on,
verse.
can we edit this part?
Nope. She's not gonna watch it anyway.
2009 was when we got married, I'm pretty sure.
2009, but you guys were together. What? How many years?
A couple years
Yeah,
before
yeah,
that.
yeah. So you guys been together 15 years?
Yeah.
About 15 years.
Yeah.
That's a
something
long
like that.
time with one person, though.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah.
She's everything to me.
Yeah.
Well, when you're putting together content, have you ever hit a wall? Like,
Yeah.
I can't come up with another original idea. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just done.
Yeah.
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 And then you got to call me, and I'm like, do this. Get a monkey.
Get a monkey.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun.
Well,
Not every video hits is the thing.
I know that we're the only thing that they can see is the desk. But if you were to look around here and see what he's built up and what he's planning, he's got a bright future. You got a bright future. I think what your plans are and what you're talking about is going to be amazing. Because you're thinking about the next step. You're not delving back and trying to take 2 steps back.
I'm always trying to progress and
Right.
innovate.
Well, as you guys can see, there's guitars behind us right now. And I think his first gig is officially going to come right before Mother's Day at a nursing home.
You're singing. You're singing for Grandma.
Yeah.
I already did that.
Did you?
I did that once. I went in there and I sang, and I actually asked her. I was like, would it be okay if I played my grandma like some music? She's like, oh yeah, okay. Everyone come round, come listen to this. And I'm like, okay.
Put you
all
right
I
on the
guess I'll-
spot.
Well, I think the bad thing is when he's performing and stuff, he's used to having underwear thrown at him. At the nursing home, he got hit in the head with a pair of Depends.
Slightly used. And from a dude.
Well, yeah, it is what it is.
It was awkward.
So
That's why he's
are you
going
gonna,
back
Are you
again.
gonna chase some music now?
I think I am.
That's awesome, man.
We've been doing
Especially in
this.
this independent world.
Yeah. No, yeah. You don't need labels or
No.
you don't need none of that. You can just do your own thing, and the internet can see it and love it or hate it.
Right.
And you will either be successul or want to sit in a corner and
I
cry.
absolutely 100% agree with what you're about to say. Do that. I think, you've always played guitar good. You got a decent voice. The independent scene is hot right now, man.
Yeah.
It is hot. I mean, and there's enough. I mean, there's enough things to do around here, especially around the lake, that you could really pick up some. You know what I mean?
I think I'm doing it. The only reason I'm doing it is to help the GarageBands thing grow.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That's
I
a
wouldn't
cool concept, man.
I probably wouldn't do it otherwise,
Right.
because I'm happy just playing my guitar and singing in here to myself.
Everybody likes the drunken, milfs going around screaming and all. Everybody loves that. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though
You'll have two or three dudes come up to you going, "Hey man, why don't you play guitar so I can sing?" After they're sitting there doing a couple shots. Give me $100. We'll talk about it.
But maybe you have to put a link to his GarageBands down below. That way
They'll
you
be-
guys might
they'll
be
be
able
all
to
over the
enjoy
place.
something like that.
Right.
Because it's pretty cool. You have to check it out.
they don't even know what it is.
Go ahead and tell them.
All right. GarageBands is just something I started because of COVID, because everything was closed. Right.
All the venues.
Bars aren't putting on bands anymore. And I got a lot of friends who are, musicians. And I was just bored in my garage, and I came up with the idea to stream live music. And I have a production background, so I've situated a full stage with
Full stage
lighting, and we've got a full mixer here at X32 if you know anything about sound. All the mics, we have everything we need, and we do a multi-camera, super professional looking and sounding live production of a band. Local bands come in every Thursday and Friday night, and we've been doing it every Thursday and Friday night since COVID.
That's amazing.
And I've noticed, I'm always looking at trends and stuff, right? So we do a great show, and it's awesome, but it's a variety show, and there isn't really enough for people to grab onto. They don't know what they're going to see every week. So my idea is most of the music streamers who are doing music on Twitch, it's them.
I've never been on Twitch.
Every time. Twitch is dope.
What is Twitch?
Twitch is like a YouTube, but it's for streaming. It's live content only.
Okay.
Right?
I've heard of it but I thought it was mainly for video games.
It used to be only, or mostly video games, but since live content has become a primary form of media consumption, Twitch has kind of moved into all sorts of stuff, dude.
That's awesome. I'll check it out, definitely.
There's music, there's mukbangs. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what is that?
So people will literally put a camera right up front of them, and they'll set up a tray of food and stuff and just eat food into a microphone. They'll be making all the noises.
Bro, I seen a dude on TikTok the other night on live, asleep, and people were giving him gifts like you wouldn't believe.
Dude, I'm telling
asleep.
Wow.
Yeah. Hot tub streams, which is, it's kind of a loophole, the hot tub thing. You guys should try it once. Do a hot tub stream. Hot tub stream. And what is the one where they put they have the left and the right ear? What's that called? It's called I can't think of the name.
I don't know.
It's on the tip of my tongue. But it's a certain category where they'll set up a microphone, and it's got a left ear and a right ear, and the gain is just as high as it'll go. So they have to whisper.
Oh, jeez.
And they make all these noises, and they tap on it. Right? It's weird.
Do you understand how bored we are as a country that this is entertainment for us?
That's what, dude.
It's amazing.
It is literally one of the most popular genres on Twitch.
It's amazing. It's crazy.
Well, what's
Why
amazing
can't I
to me,
think of the name of it?
what blows me away is
ASMR. Yes, thank you.
people make millions of dollars doing this. There's a kid that reviews toys, making millions of dollars in our trade of window cleaning. It's we go out and we bust her butt.
I can't make $1 on OnlyFans. I can't figure it out.
But you know what though? I think
I give you $1.
and I haven't seen your show notes, but I think the reason that you've had me kind of testify to, right, making videos and what I do is to help incentivize maybe the viewers to, if you're living in a content centric world,
Right.
okay, everything is about making content, and sure you can continue to wash windows, right? Obviously.
Is that me?
Is that you?
Well, actually, it's the United States. It's a spam call. The United States is calling because they're in desperate need of help.
Here, let me help you.
So
You take your volume button and you do this, and then it shuts up.
well, it's a Crapple product. I'm not a fan of Crapple.
I was going on to make an awesome point. Jeez Louise.
What is your point?
No, I haven't seen the show notes, but I think you're trying to convince people that maybe making content as a window cleaner could be a viable thing that you do.
Yeah, and what I hate about, and I'm not trying to bash anything as far as what's going on in the industry in the content creation, but I mean every time there's a new tool or something like that, it just gets put out to everybody. So now you got 28 tool reviews on YouTube. So everybody's doing kind of the same
for
thing.
everything.
But it's the same thing over. So everybody's doing the same stuff. Be creative. Be your own person. Do your own thing. You know, take a jump or take a leap. Do it in a wig or something. If you're gonna do something, do something. Just be creative when you're doing it. But I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to get away from the point. I was just that was my venting about the window cleaning industry in general, as far as the content of the creativity.
Well, I'm not knocking on any other people out there doing this, but you know, there's a lot of not great information out there that, you know, whether it's you're selling your soul for a buck or whether you're, you know, being legit. And that's what I think. What I'm trying to go down is, you know, be honest. You know, I don't care about selling. We're not affiliated with any group. I mean, I buy from different distributors, WCR,
right.
Detroit Sponge,
right.
101,
right.
You know, all of them, Racenstein. But I don't want to be controlled by any one organization.
Right. We just want to come on here, talk to people, have a conversation.
I was going to ask, what is it that you? I'm going to flip the script and ask you guys to be the host for a second. What is the goal that you plan to achieve with, what is this called?
Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio.
Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio.
Yes, sir. I think it's to change the dynamic of what is going out there in content wise, and just have a conversation with people, get to know people. You know, let's not. I don't want it. You know, I don't want it to be distributor fueled, to where, you know, it's all one side leaning, and you're just. I want to learn about people. I want to learn about, you know. I want to learn about you, as far as, you know, I know you, but I want to know what your plans are and to do as we're talking to him. Of course, we're going to have guests that aren't related to us at some point, to where we can sit down and talk to them.
No,
and,
I think that's a great idea.
Just learn, you know, what were your struggles? What have you learned going through your business, and just things like that, you know?
Well, I think I'm heading down the road to where I want to, if I could give one tip to somebody to keep them safe, keep them from going through what I did, doing a 3.5 story backflip off a building.
That's the first episode, by the way.
If I could share one tip to protect one of you guys, that's where I get my inner peace from. Or if I could share something that might make your job easier. I mean, a lot of people's water-fed pole, that's all they do. And a lot of us can't afford a $5,000, $10,000 skid.
Right.
You know, so I think I have a water-fed pole. That's not what I'm saying, but I think I just want to share with people, you know, is there an easier way to do something? Is there a better tool to deal with to kind of get you out of that cold, the Myers feeling faster?
Can we coin that, the Myers feeling?
So if I could share those tips with people, that's where I get my inner peace from.
Right.
That's good. That's good shit.
Joey.
What?
You've talked too much this episode, so we gotta shut you down a little bit.
Yeah. One more word, and I'm gonna have to come over to the table.
No, I think
He'll
that
probably beat me, but
if there's one thing that I could add to that, it is that in all of the time that I've been making videos online, I've made money, I've grown the channel, I've found success, but the thing that I admire and I hold the most dear to me is the community that we built.
Right.
And like you said, you want to get to know people. Like, I think throw all that, I know this certain thing about the business that gives me an edge over the other guy. There's plenty of windows to clean.
Right.
oh yeah,
Okay.
Plenty.
And if y'all work together, you know what I mean? Share the trade secrets and tips with each other. Like, trust me, no non-window cleaner is going to come into your community and be like, whoa, look at all this information. I can go out and start my own business. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Right.
There's enough glass for all of us, but you start stepping on my accounts, then we're gonna have problems.
Well, see, that's where we had an issue. I mean, I think we're both still growing from that from early on when we started. Is that any competition? If you're right next door, we're going after you. We're gonna eat your ass alive. We're gonna own this town. You know, that's how we were built back then. And now it's a different kind of. There's plenty of windows, man.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, there's too much to even worry about. We can't do them all.
No, I think the coolest thing about doing stuff like this is to look. Everyone needs someone else to relate to,
right?
And I don't think there's a whole lot of window cleaners out there doing like content. You know, hanging out with you guys.
I mean,
sharing
that's
this
it
new.
right there. I mean, there's a lot of friends that I have that isn't in this industry. So when I go out and I tell them, yeah, we've been out in 30 below zero doing windows, they can't relate to that because they've never done it. So that's why I want to be in, I go home and I tell my wife, hey, I had $1,000 day. And she's like, oh, you suck.
Is
You
that
should've
all?
done 2,000.
Is that all?
But it's like I can talk to, a community of people that's doing it that I can.
He's trying to get away from not talking to me every day because I'm his outlet.
Yeah. Well, that's because we walk in the same shoes a lot.
Your responses have become stale. You need some new responses.
Predictable.
Yeah. Predictable. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, but, I think it's a good direction to go. There's just a lot of people that is out here only for monetary, but you can send me a check.
Yeah, I'll take a water fit ball.
Yeah. I'll take credit cards.
I think there's always room. There's room in the marketplace always to promote products and take sponsorships. You know what I mean? You need to be able to grow your channel, expand your reach, maybe take some sponsorship money to produce a review of a product or maybe mention a product that you believe in.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
not
it.
just to take money. But that's part of like how the process of growing a channel goes. Like you don't have investors, you know what I
Right.
mean? Other than yourself.
Right.
But
I think that every kind of show like this and every podcast they're all tied into a company. And I just want to be, I not just me. I think you're the same. To where we just want to be
just wanna be
unaffiliated. We'll utilize somebody else that's maybe doing something, or I don't like reviewing tools because I'm kind of stuck in my same tools that I've been using since the 90s. So it's not even a fair comparison.
I'd almost like the community to review tools themselves and, send us clips of what you have.
Right.
We might be able to feature it. But I know, for instance, like there's one tool that I have. It's called the Wagtail. And, that's a learning curve to use something like that. I think it's a great product, but it's a learning curve. I personally have tried it a couple times. I've thrown it across the field a couple times. My youngest son, he loves it. But I think if I was to take a product and actually review it, it would probably take me months to come back with I can't just handle something for a day or two and say, this is the most amazing thing that I've ever had.
Right.
But
that's what makes an effective review. Like if you actually use it, put it through
the
real world.
yeah.
When they flat out send products out, there's never a bad review, which I never understood.
Of course there is.
I just don't review it. If I don't enjoy it, I just don't review it.
Well, if you remember back in the day, I used to have a shelf down in my office
With all the bad tools.
of tools that I would use. And I'd look in the catalog because there wasn't anything like this back in the day to where I can get online. I don't think it even exists. We barely had indoor
I didn't
plumbing.
get it until 96.
But but it's like I had a shelf in my office of tools that I would try. And then I'd be looking through the catalog and I'm like, that's amazing. I got to order something like that. Then I'd look over at my shelf and I'm like, oh, yep, I already tried that. Didn't like it.
Right.
But, there's just different products out there that some of you guys like. I think all products is based on how you was trained.
Yeah.
Whoever put you in the business, whatever products you started off with, whether it was Pulex, whether it was Iterate, whether it was Unger, those are the tools you're going to back. And
it's amazing. I mean, to this day, you can still watch them. I mean, even when people are on their videos, and they use mismatched tools because that's what they were trained on. And this is the best concept, and this is the best but it's because you were trained on it. It's not because it's the best. It's just whatever you're used to and you love, and then because it's really, it's irritating hearing people trash other brands. I don't trash other brands. I just don't use them. Yeah. You know what I mean? But they'll just trash other brands like it's their team. And,
Yeah.
But if you didn't have this innovation in our field and you're trying different products, trying to invent different things to make our lives easier, to get you out of the cold faster, you're not going to evolve.
Right.
So you got to have this, but some of the stuff is just amazing and some of it is I don't know. I think I have to pay the trash man to haul it off.
You know what product I'm gonna make for you guys?
What's that?
This is pure innovation right here.
Liquor.
I fly drones, right?
Yeah.
So I can build custom FPV racing drones. I'm gonna make a robotic window cleaner.
It's already out
it's
there.
out there.
China has
China
it.
has them. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
100 stories.
And
in
they
there.
they have the magnetic ones where you can do them from like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. There's
But
so
I bet
much-
you if you invent that, you're not going to go far. But
yeah, water fed pole is like the thing right now in the window cleaning world.
I was thinking more of like something you could you go to the job, right, and then you park, and then you just sit in the truck and deploy it.
Bro, if
And then
you,
you
if
just
you
control
could,
it.
but as long as you didn't have to scrub, I'd imagine. You know what I mean? Yeah, as long as it could be a water on, water off, it'd be a regular basis thing. But I mean, and use DI water, and then, I mean, you could go behind it as it spray and then scrub it real quick and let it spray back off.
see, you talked about water fed pole. You know, a lot of people can't afford that product.
Right.
I personally bought mine off of John Lee on WCR. Great guy to deal with. Very expensive. I think I dropped, I don't know, $6,000 on it.
Something crazy like that.
But to me, it's not my go-to tool. It's a tool in the toolbox.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of people. That's all they do.
Well, it's
that's
to
all
get
they
you out
use.
of a lift, right? I mean, at that point, because the lifts are going crazy.
Yeah, but the bad thing about it is, if you have to find a water-fed pole that will do a construction cleanup, that will get that paint off the window, that gets that silicone off the
Right.
window. Eventually, you're going to have to get up there face to face with the glass.
Yeah. That's our unskilled mentality too, though, in a way. I think there are kind of bronze pads and shit like that they have out there. I don't know if they've gotten innovated that quick. I really don't pay attention to it too much.
I don't think they could do construction cleanup.
yet.
Not
Yeah.
yet. Not. They could. They've came a long way, but I don't think they could do it. But
I'm going to
you
break
know,
down and get one at some point.
I'm a more of a traditional window
am.
cleaner. I use traditional tools. I mean, I like to be face to face
Razor.
with glass, but I do have a
Razor
water fed
blade?
pole.
I'd love the razor blade, dude. A lot of guys are, I mean, don't do it. Screw it. It's going on.
Razor blade.
Yeah. As long as I don't hear that.
A nice,
Get yourself a waiver.
a nice clean razor blade.
Waiver's not going to help you. But as long as you taught us early on. I mean, you absolutely, and I'm the one that fucked up that stemming. I'm the one that screwed up the tent.
Edit that.
I'm the one that screwed up the tent at the tanning place in Lancaster, by the way. I straight up put a razor and hacked out a little hole like that much in their black tent. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
me.
Yeah. But educate yourself on glass. I mean, there is video, there is product out there, software out there that you can educate yourself now that I didn't educate these guys with.
No, you did a really good job of teaching us on the, because I mean it was your ass if we screwed up. I mean we knew when to and when not to put a razor on a window. I mean we could tell by the sound.
Well, even now, there's like, if you educate yourself, there's what's called the 10-sided glass. Do you know anything about the 10-sided glass?
Yeah, it's e-film or what is it?
It's basically, there's three types of glass. There's the old silt and the wavy glass.
Low E, right?
Plate glass.
Yeah.
There's plate glass from the 1800s, the wavy glass.
Right.
Then there's
Which is beautiful clean, by the way.
there's sheet glass that they used to make that used to be 20 foot tall, 20 foot wide.
Right.
Well, now they make a glass called flow glass. And what that is they have this alumina that they put in this tank. That's why they can only make the glass so big. And they just flow the silica out onto what they call flow glass now. But you cannot tell which side of the glass that tin, that aluminum is on without an ultraviolet light.
Right.
So if you're razor blading or using any chemicals, you can really destroy a lot of glass if you're not educating yourself.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, they thought I taught them everything. I keep a few secrets to myself.
We're gonna take over the world.
But educate yourself. Education is key to whether it's safety, whether it's the little story I just told you about glass. I mean, I've been taken to court. I've stood in front of the judge on scratch glass.
You won.
Get yourself a good waiver.
You won.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
But I mean, get yourself a good attorney. They're not cheap.
Joey, what you got to say? Anything?
No.
No.
I love just the
We need
periodic
more.
check-ins on Joe. Just to make sure he's still breathing.
You
So
know how it
have you
goes.
had any disasters experiences with razor blade and
Oh,
glass?
dude,
Have you?
he's
don't.
broken. He's had people, his gophers break windows on him. Like,
that's the
Yeah.
Storm windows. Yeah.
not even storms. He had what was that? An
No,
Anderson?
it was a Pella.
Pella.
This your
Pella.
gopher?
No.
No.
Different guy. When he used to be my gopher, I've never broken a window before in my life.
I break windows.
I think on one job,
Which one?
the one way up in, I think it was Hockin Hills. I think you snapped that storm in half.
Dude, those storms, if they're not able to come out, I mean, you gotta put that in the bill. You're gonna have to spend money.
Well, then I turned around and you snapped another one. And it was like a bull in a china shop. I'm like, then he snapped. I think that you snapped like 2 or 3.
Bro, if they're stuck, I mean, I've snapped some on him too. I mean, I have to run up True Value real quick and I'm done. But I mean, this dude straight up broke. Like, I mean, I get these bills in the mail for $500 to replace a window. I'm just like,
And the job only paid 2.
3 maybe at the max.
That's a bummer.
So you're going a little
Yeah,
bit.
and nobody wants to help pay it. I mean, so it's kind of stuck on me at that point. So it's like, yeah. And I think Joey was very remorseful because, Joey does this with me every day. But as a gopher, it was like, well, I don't know what to do. Like,
What's funny is when you do something like that, I remember the very first time I was done with the job. They had one spot up by the fireplace that was on an angled window, and I'm like, I can get that off. And I got my razor out, and I went to scrape it off. It was a tinted window. And I remember my very first, that's what I did. I thought, man, I just kind of put this back, and but it was right in the middle of the window. I mean, there's no way. So, yeah, I had to hire a window tinter to go in there and replace it.
I don't miss the old commercial days, but I do miss the commercial days because you could do whatever the hell you wanted. I don't think we ever broke a window in the commercial world.
Scratched.
We scratched a lot of windows in commercial window, but I mean that. A lot of them were older.
I had one guy that I had working with me that he was putting back grocery carts out of Big Bear, and he pushed them so hard that he would stand at the door and just push them like 30 feet. It went right through the board, and it did break a window. It was about $1,000 piece of glass.
That's ridiculous.
Just was busted. There was that Aaron dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Froggy.
yeah. I thought, holy cow! I'm gonna have to take $1,000 out of his ass somehow. But no.
Joey,
Lunch.
what do you got to say about that?
About what?
Thank you, Joey. And
Well, so far I've only broken 3 storms.
3.
3.
3 storms.
I broke
I've never broke anything.
I broke an Anderson
Never.
pulling the plastic piece off of it because it was dry on there, and I just put it back. I was like, I'm not even taking you the rest of the way off. I mean, it just split right down the middle. I was like, hey, that happened. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not dealing with it. If you let that plastic sit on your window so long that when it's pulled off, it busts your window with it, that's your problem, not mine. I'm just not paying for an Anderson.
Have you ever done any other damage on a customer's property?
No.
No, never.
I don't think so, have we?
Maybe some tree limbs.
Yeah, tree limbs, but I mean, we're pretty good about. I mean, we're pretty good about not moving things and getting it all out. Yeah. New Albany. So in New Albany, this is when I was brand new to residential. I'm actually subbing off CHS, so I'm just used to, the buckets on the belt. I'm just used to walking around, no worries. I didn't even have a bucket on a belt. I had the old Henry ulcers.
The old Henry.
So we're so just, you walk around the mall, do whatever, you're just dripping water everywhere, no big deal.
Oh.
So these are probably the dirtiest windows we've ever done, and I didn't realize.
To just say that, the hospital would always say something about, hey, you're dripping all over the floor. And I'm like, I need to charge you twice. I'm cleaning your windows and your carpets at the same time.
Well,
just side note.
like we were months into residential window cleaning, and I just had black marks following me by every window. That was the last time we wore the Henry holsters. But yeah, she just all the way around. I blamed it on her pit bull and kept going. I didn't have the money back then. I was fresh into. I was broke. There's nothing I could do. But that was probably the one time I've ever done anything. I think I had access to the carpet cleaner that I was using at the time. Now I think I offered to do it, but she just ended up getting it paid for. And I think CHS ended up paying for the carpet cleaner bill.
I think one good episode that we're going to have to do in the future is something about the difference between commercial and residential.
There's a lot.
You know, when I was on commercial, I thought I knew everything
Right.
about window cleaning.
Right.
When I got into residential, I felt like it. Even though I had been doing windows for 20 years,
Right.
I felt like my first day.
Well,
on
and
the
there's
job.
only so many windows you're going to see on a commercial route, but I mean, you're going to see all kinds of different. And you believe it or not, if you go to Cincinnati, they're completely different. And you go over to Pittsburgh, and you're doing nothing but older windows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But every area has like their own window manufacturers that aren't national companies, so the windows are put together different. It's really weird sometimes. Cincinnati's got their big things, the kitchen window with the garden in it, you know, that sticks out of the house. They're everywhere down there.
I'd say that's probably the hardest thing I have to try to train somebody for residential is there's no way I can give 30 years of knowledge to
Nah, it's
somebody
trial and error.
and tell them every variation of storm window that you have to take apart.
They say what, after 10,000 hours you master a trade? Is that what it is? You got
I
like
don't know.
10,000 hours into something. So I mean, you have to just be in front of windows after window after window before you get your system down, your speed. And
Well, I'm well over 10,000 hours and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still by far a master. I mean,
no, I'm just saying as far as, I mean, commercial's easy. It's one type of windows. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. They're big, you know. You can use a big squeegee.
Same shape, size, everything.
Right. So, Joey?
Commercial's terrible.
Yeah. He hates commercial. He hates every time I send him one. We have 2 commercial accounts left. 2.
Two.
That's it. I had 7. We're down to 2. And I do the gym, the old Ron Klein building that you guys used to do. And I do Church of Nazarene. He hates the gym. But I mean, you got to understand that thing's been in possession of this table since the 90s. You know what I mean? So we've done that forever, ever. So,
But it's just night and day with commercial and residential. I mean, with commercial, I used to be able to roll no matter what the weather was
Right.
because there's always a little bit of an overhang on the windows.
Right.
With residential, if there's
you-
one cloud, they're like, maybe we should reschedule.
commercial, you get more calls in the winter than you do any other time of year. Too.
Oh, commercial! I used to double the size of my business because all my competitors they wouldn't go out in the cold,
Right.
so I'd pick up all kinds of work.
Right.
I remember you always telling me that.
That's the best time. The windows are actually the dirtiest because all the salt.
I'm over here
Yeah.
crying like, Dad, can we just go home? I'm so cold.
See, I used to
No, 5 more jobs.
flourish in the wintertime. I love the winter, and then come spring, I disappear. I'm gone. I would go do something else. Joe, you got anything to say on that?
No,
No. You good?
I'm good.
Everything good?
Yep.
Well,
Still breathing, I think.
no. You got anything to input right now?
Nope.
Well, I appreciate you being here today.
What's the Blue Jackets record this year?
I'd like to input a double cheeseburger in my mouth right now.
I'm starving myself.
It's like 500.
They're 500.
Yeah, they're not doing too well this year.
I knew I'd get him to talk if we found something interesting that he wanted to talk about. Women,
No playoffs this year.
no playoffs. Damn.
No.
Need Steve Nash back.
Steve Nash. Rick Nash. Rick Nash.
Rick Nash.
He's
Steve
back.
Nash is a basketball player, right?
Rick
Yeah.
Nash is actually back. He's just in the office. Yeah, he's
Bring him out of
retired.
I went
retirement.
to his retirement party.
Who? Oh, yeah. They had that
Jody
goal.
Shelby?
They had a goalie die last year, and we went for opening night, and they did that whole ceremony. That was amazing, dude. That was a really good show. That was a horrible way to die, though. You know, you got a firework shot into your chest as you're in a hot tub.
Ow.
Yeah.
God.
Really?
Yeah.
One thing.
It almost killed him instantly, right?
It did.
Yeah. Just
Damn.
right into his chest. Hit his heart, stopped his heart, done.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It's a horrible. And he's 22, 23, 24, something like that.
I just found
My
out
age.
about Dwayne
Yeah.
Haskins.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's crazy
just-
too.
Just now. You know,
He's prime of his life.
25.
Yeah,
Hit by a car down in South Florida.
that's crazy.
Done.
That's crazy. All right, Joe, you got anything else to say?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
I appreciate you being on the podcast. Chase, you got anything going on? I know you want double cheeseburger, so I'm gonna get you off here.
I do like to. Yeah, I like food.
Ron, want to do a little bit of a closing real quick? or-
Well, I just kind of feel like I'm up against the wall here. I think that Chase is going to probably go back through the editing process and probably add a bunch of stuff that probably I won't approve of.
Maybe he'll just give it to me to edit, and we won't have to worry about it.
Oh, we're screwed.
There's no editing in this. There
No.
really isn't. We're gonna stick the intro and outro on it. It's done.
Just
Where I cut off the beginning, it's done. I mean, there's no really reason to go through and edit. I'm not worried about a random cut cuss word here and there or anything like that. I'm just.
If I knew that.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. There's nothing in here. I mean, we both all know if there was something that needed to be edited, we'd have it edited out. But I mean, I think we're pretty good about what we've been talking about and stuff like that.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
So are you committing to, from this point forward, that all your videos are going to be unedited?
I would like to do it that way. I mean, unless it's just out of hand.
Or live. We can do this live
Soon.
You know I'm a master of live production.
We're gonna do that.
I'd like to go live.
I think I would like to go live too. But I
like to communicate with the audience.
We can have a monitor with the chat up and everything.
we gotta. That's amazing. We gotta.
Honestly.
Well, I mean, we just gotta pick a time. Always convenient for everybody. You know what I mean?
This is
Multi-camera
our busy
production.
season, so I'll see you next winter.
No, I mean, just like, all right, we're gonna do it every night or every whatever night we pick this time, and just show up like we do for work.
It's
you know?
super easy to just sit down for an hour.
Right, be done
and
with it.
go live.
Right.
And there's no editing. That's what I love about getting into live production was like I could show up to a location, set up my gear, do the show, right? Switch cameras live, everything. I can record it. And then when it's over, the live production's done. There's no editing left. I'm already done and I get paid.
I think we can get to that point. As long as we can make the commitment. I mean, it's just commitment.
I'd like to eventually get down the road that we review one tool, not us, but maybe you guys, and somehow we edit that in.
We'll just put it on the other channel.
We could do that.
Yeah. We'll have whoever wants to send in a video, and
You
we'll
can do
throw them on the
playback.
other channel.
We can play back recorded videos while live too.
There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
technology.
I'm pretty good at what I do.
All right. So, Chase, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your story. Thank you so much for helping out today and everything you're doing for us right now.
On a side note, I'm just worried about his bill that he's going to be charging us. We might want to start a GoFundMe.
I'm already planning on filing bankruptcy. So, but anyway.
Don't let him know.
All right. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Get you a double cheeseburger. Nothing else?
That's it. I'm
Nothing
good.
else? Nothing else?
I just want one closing statement from you. Anything good?
No. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. So, hey, thanks for watching the third episode of Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Show. We'll be back again next week, and I don't know if we'll be live. We'll figure it out. Hey, thanks, guys. Talk to you.
See ya.